Hey Drew, how'd you feel the offense kicked in today? It seemed like you had the two runs there, and then you guys were kind of scratching across a couple runs. Obviously, a positive just to kind of see the score increase the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, we were locked in early, and even some of the innings that we didn't scratch the run across, we were still hitting balls hard everywhere. So it's always good to see good at bats from the top of the order down to the bottom. So I knew once we just kept putting good at bats together, we were going to get some more runs.
Okay, we'll go to Keith.
Drew, you had talked before about how well you're seeing the ball right now. Is there a time you can look back kind of over all your years playing baseball and you feel like you've hit like this in the past and kind of gotten into this zone?
Well, high school is obviously a different competition level, but I wouldn't say it's easy as high school because obviously these guys are college pitchers. But I feel like it's kind of a comparison there where it's just I don't really feel like I'm getting fooled by a lot right now, and I'm just trying to stick to my approach and keep doing what I do.
We'll go to Phil.
Drew, from your perspective, what's it been like watching Patrick be as dominant as he is, and I guess like what is he doing so well?
From my perspective, it makes my job really easy. You know, Pat's a great guy, and we kind of accepted him really early coming in, and he's meshed with the team really well. Like I said, it makes my job easy. He mixes pitches better than anybody else in the nation, and his ability to throw his changeup and slider in any count and all of his pitches for strikes helps him out a lot. We love playing defense behind him, and I'm excited to see him keep going.
We'll go back to Carlos and then to Keith.
Hey Drew, not to say that you guys aren't confident anytime you go out when a guy goes on the mound, but when Patrick goes to the mound and you guys know he's going to work so quick and kind of get the defense going, is there a certain mentality that y'all kind of take out knowing when Patrick goes on the mound?
Oh yeah, I mean we try to have the same mentality for everybody going out there, but his ability to be in the strike zone at all times and work well just kind of keeps us in the groove. You know, it keeps us on our toes at all times, so it makes playing defense a lot easier too.
Drew, when a team is giving you some errors, some pass balls, wall pitches, stuff like that, like these guys did today, I mean, what does it mean from your side? You have to stay locked in and still take advantage of those. So how do you guys stay focused on that?
Well, yeah, Tadlock talks about it all the time. It's a 9 inning game. We try to stay locked in. There's obviously times where stuff lapses and our mind kind of wanders, but we always need to have that one thing that kind of brings us back to the point in time that we're at. He says, be where your feet are all the time, and that we just kind of stand with that always. And when it's such a high level of baseball like this, we have to take advantage of the mistakes.
Patrick, you had 10 straight strikes in that first inning, got the 3 strikeouts. At that point, is it something that even gets in your mind that you're like, okay, this is going to be a good game, or it comes to, this is an immaculate inning or anything like that, or is it just another day for you there?
It's kind of just another day. You know, I always try to fill it up. That inning, you know, I just got some swings and misses on some window breaking balls and window changeups that I haven't in past couple of days. So that was really the only difference.
We'll go to Keith.
Patrick, it seems apparent at least that, you know, your goal is to get ahead in the count. And I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer, I think. But how important is that to you, you know, as your approach pitch to pitch to have those first pitch strikes?
It's huge for me. You know, that's probably the one stat I try to get better at each week. I'm not too concerned about strikeouts. I always try to keep my walks to a minimal, and I see how efficient I can be in getting that first pitch strike. And today I was 20 for 24, I believe. And I mean, that's the world of difference for me, just being 0-1 to 1-0, because I'm not going to be a guy that's going to blow you away. So just getting 1-0 and kind of getting the hitter in an early hole really helps me out.
Go to Nico.
Hey, Patrick. So a bunch of fans today brought terrible towels out and were waving them around in your honor. How does that fan interaction make you feel?
That was awesome. Bringing Pittsburgh down to Lubbock, they say it's Steeler Nation, and that was pretty cool to see. I gave him a little salute after the first inning.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll go to Phil.
Patrick, how much at all do you change your approach or what you try to do start to start based on how the opposing offense is hitting you, or is it really just trying to do the same thing every time out there?
Gardner and I get together throughout the week a lot, and thus far we really haven't had to change my approach. It's get ahead early and use my 3 off-speed pitches and kind of pick one each day and find out what's working well, and just try to put them away with that or get weak contact with that.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll go back to Carlos and then to Keith.
Patrick, on a day like this where you get the 9 strikeouts, I know you and Coach Tadlock have mentioned getting the fastball, putting it where it needs to be is important, but how important is it for you to get your breaking stuff and your off-speed stuff to work as well? And how important was that today for you to kind of have that working? Because it seemed like the breaking stuff was really helping you today.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. I think that's the difference between, 0 runs like today and, I think UConn scrapped, I want to say 2 earned against me. And against UConn, I really couldn't throw my curveball for a strike. I made an adjustment as far as where I stood on the rubber and kind of tunneled my pitches better doing that. So being able to not only establish the fastball, but also establish the curveball and the slider as well is a big advantage.
Patrick, in choosing Texas Tech, you've talked about the relationship with the coaching staff and things like that. You've been some other places, but what can you say about the fans and, kind of going back to the Towels and Steeler Nation and just embracing you and what you've done here?
Yeah, I mean, the fans are great. It seems like every Saturday, it's almost sold out or sold out. And it gets loud here too. It's no secret. The fans are always behind my back, good or bad day. And, I can't ask for anything more.
Coach, just wanted to ask, how fun is it to watch Patrick, especially when all his stuff is working and it seems like he's just kind of cruising at his own pace there?
Yeah, between him and Braxton, those guys working together and Matt calling the game. And, obviously when a guy can add and subtract like that and locate the fastball, it's fun to watch.
We'll go to Phil.
Yeah, Coach, Braxton now tied for second on the team in home runs. Is this power surge something you saw coming through off-season workouts, or is it maybe even catching you a little bit off guard?
No, I tell you, he's a guy that I don't know if you were around when last fall, not this past fall, 2 falls ago, we went to Frisco and played that Rangers minor league team. And, he turned the fastball around down there with a wood bat and hit it. If you've ever been to Frisco, hit it over the bleachers and left. And I want to say did it again here recently. I can't remember where, with a wood bat. And he's a guy really when he gets in a good position to hit, and he gets leverage. He has bat speed. He's gotten a lot stronger since, his freshman year. He's got strength. And so, no, it really doesn't surprise us. He got a pitch up today and put a good swing on. If you'd asked me that 4 years ago, it would have surprised me.
Okay, we'll go back to Carlos.
Coach, in that first inning, Patrick had those 10 straight strikes, struck out the 3 batters. In terms of just, I know a lot of guys use the term immaculate inning. Did that even kind of enter your mind or anything? It's just another day for the guy.
First I've heard about it. Literally, just fun to watch him pitch ahead in the count. Really, not really even thinking about it at the time. So it was a 10-pitch inning or 9?
That would be 10. You missed about one.
There you go.
Yeah, there was a foul off.
Don't see that every day.
All right, we'll go back to Keith and then to Phil.
Coach, you have some opportunities, and we see it regularly. You get to work some guys in, pinch hit some guys. I mean, what does it mean as far as your team goes to have that much depth in the dugout and have guys you can put out there to get more work in, really anytime?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competition. Competition's always good. Guys preparing the right way is always good. It takes a unique guy to sit over there and be ready. And, it's kind of, it's a tough role for these guys. All of them come from places where they've been the guy. And it's something that guys have to learn to do. And, but, the opportunity to come off the bench is something that we like to let guys learn how to do. And it's definitely not something that's easy to do. Most of the time, guys early in their careers are not as good at that as if you give them 3 or 4 at-bats. But it's something that guys, over time do a little bit better job with.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, yesterday you guys had the big display of power. This time you sort of win with more base running, pitching, defense. What'd you think of your guys' just overall effort today, and what'd you see?
Yeah, I thought Montverde set the tone. Thought he threw the ball really well. Thought Noisy did a really good job. Obviously, when your guy at the top's getting on base and can put some pressure on the other team, that's always good. I want to say 2 hitters into the game, we had a run on the board, and it was 2 singles. Is that accurate? Maybe a single and a double, a hustle double. And that's what it was, is a hustle double. And we've got guys that can really put pressure on people. And so you're going to see that, I think, more times than you're going to see the ball going over the fence for the most part. And that's something that style of baseball, it's going to give you a chance to score runs, because guys that can run, and you generally don't slump too much.
Go back to Keith.
Coach, I know that coaches don't normally like to talk about this kind of stuff, but as a Red Raider, what's your reaction moving into second place in that wins list over Coach Cal?
Not really much of a reaction. Got a lot of respect for Coach Segrist. Took his archery class when I was a junior here, and had a lot of fun talking hitting with him. As far as what I think about, we've had great support here from our administration, Kirby, Dr. Skubanek, everybody that's involved with that. And, our staff's been together pretty much since day one. Those guys do a great job. By any means, that deal's not about just me. That's for sure. Our staff does a good job. We've had a lot of really good players. And without good players, it's really hard to be a good coach. And so I think about a lot of stuff. Obviously, you mentioned Coach Segrist. I mean, you think more about memories with him than you do about baseball games. And some of my favorite memories was him getting in the truck with me and driving. And guy had plenty of stories, that's for sure.
Coach, a quick follow-up on that, since we were talking about him. I know it was a big moment when you guys in 14 made the first College World Series. Do you have a memory of that, and just that memory with him?
As far as a memory with Coach Segrist?
Yes, as far as how he felt about that happening.
Yeah, no, not specifically. Not really any memory. He was just awful happy. And I remember him getting ready to throw out the first pitch one time. He came in the cage and played some catch. And man, he was just a treat to be around. Just a plethora of baseball knowledge. I mean, the guy knew hitting. He knew baseball. he cared about baseball. And probably more than anything, just, I mean, he's just a great mentor and great man.